What is up, guys? Delboy here. So Oleksandr Usyk will be fighting Tony Bellew on the 10th of November. This fight goes down at the Manchester Arena, and all of Oleksandr Usyk's cruiserweight titles are going to be on the line. He, of course, unified the division in the World Boxing Super Series, and he beat Murat Gassiev in the final to tie up all of the belts. And he's going to be fighting Tony Bellew. I've got to say, I think this is a good fight. It's a good event anyway. You know, Usyk deserves a big payday. If anybody deserves a high-profile fight this year, it's Oleksandr Usyk, and I think this fight is good for him, actually. I feel this fight will do wonders for his profile in the UK, and it's a good introduction to the UK audience, to be honest with you. Obviously, in the future, he is going to move up to heavyweight, with the end goal being an Anthony Joshua fight. So I think this fight against Tony Bellew makes a lot of sense for Oleksandr Usyk before he goes to heavyweight. Yes, it's good on Usyk's part because he's getting a big high-profile fight, and it is a competitive fight. Let's be honest. You know, Bellew is a top fighter. He's a solid guy. So yeah, good work for Usyk. And as for Tony Bellew, I mean, apparently this is going to be his last fight. He's going to get paid very well. It's a high-profile fight. And it's a legacy fight. It makes sense, you know. What's there left for Bellew to do? He can't really compete at heavyweight. He's too small. And, you know, Usyk is really the only option at cruiserweight. You know, maybe he could have brought up Adonis Stevenson to cruiserweight, but, you know, that fight I'm not sure does really well in the box office. Andre Ward would have been a big fight, but Andre Ward is retired. So I feel Usyk is really the only option for Tony Bellew if he wants to continue fighting. So it makes sense on his part as well. And a defeat to Oleksandr Usyk, you know, it doesn't really do his legacy any harm whatsoever. And if he were to somehow beat Usyk, then wow, Tony Bellew's reputation, his legacy, it skyrockets. It really, really does. You know, Tony Bellew would become an undisputed cruiserweight champion. He would arguably become a pound-for-pound level fighter. So, you know, there's a lot in it for Bellew here as well. So both guys have a lot to fight for, and it makes sense for both guys. As for the matchup, obviously you're going to make Usyk a big favourite. You know, Usyk is just a clearly more well-rounded fighter. He's a better athlete, you know, quicker hands, quicker feet, better combination punching, better technical skills, better defence. Usyk is just a better fighter than Tony Bellew in pretty much every aspect. But, you know, and not only that, by the way, Tony Bellew has struggled with southpaws in the past. So Tony Bellew has everything going against him. But Tony Bellew, one thing about him that gets underlooked in my opinion is the fact that he understands the sport extremely well. And what I mean by that is the fact that he can kind of, you know, he goes in a training camp, he looks at his opponent and he formulates a game plan on how to beat him. I think Tony Bellew is very, very astute that way. You know, not only that, he's got a good understanding of the sport in general. So, you know, he can counter, he's got good timing. He can judge distance quite well. You know, Tony Bellew does things well. Let's not get it twisted. I know a lot of people like to say he sucks and he's garbage, but Tony Bellew over the years has improved a lot. And I just feel he understands the sport a lot. You know, he knows a lot about the sport, and I think that is actually quite valuable in itself. And not only that, he's experienced. You know, he's been through it all. You know, he wasn't supposed to get this far. Bellew's been through the ups and the downs, and yeah, he's got some things going for him. Don't get it twisted. But ultimately, you know, Oleksandr Usyk is a big favourite, and rightly so. To me, he's a more complete fighter. He is the fresher fighter, and I expect him to win this fight. I will make an official prediction video nearer the time, but I can't really see myself changing my mind. From what I saw from Usyk in the World Boxing Super Series, you know, this guy's a force to be reckoned with, especially at cruiserweight. And I don't think there's a cruiserweight alive right now that can beat him, personally. But what do you guys think of this fight? I think it's going to be a really good event. Credit to Bellew for taking it. I was kind of doubtful whether he would or not. But, you know, he deserves credit. You know, I didn't really expect him to take this fight, and he didn't really have to. So, you know, he could have just retired off those David Haye wins. But you know what? He's going for the legacy fight. Fair play. I can't knock Tony Bellew for that. Looking forward to it. What do you guys think? Peace.